Hello everyone, my name is Nadeem Khan. Welcome to Uncommon Literature. Today we are going to learn one more essay by Charles Lamb, that is The Convalescent. The essay was first published in 1825 when Charles Lamb fell ill for some weeks. He had severe fever, and whatever experience he had during that time, he has written about that in his in this essay. So in this essay he has talked about the you know the attention a sick person gets from all the people available to him, and he has made the sickness something positive to feel about. And so far we have thought that sickness is something we should always stay away from, but the essay has completely changed our mindset about the illness. So he will explain all the points gradually, and I have sorted out each point from the essay itself in the sequence. So all the points would be in sequence. Once you understand these points and you go through the essay, you will definitely understand the essay also. So in this first point, he says that he has been ill with severe fever for past many weeks, which has made him incapable to think of any other topic, any other subject, except of thinking how to recover from his illness. But he also mentions in the beginning of the essay that he is recovering from that illness now. That is why the title of the essay is The Convalescent, which means to recover from some illness. Second point which he says, that it is a magnificent dream for a person, because when a person falls ill, he is in the bed always, and there are people attending to him, and he is getting their complete attention. He does not have to do anything. All the people are available for him, and they are doing the work for him. Okay, moving ahead, he also says while he is sick, he is unaware about the outside world and what is going under the sun. Under the sun means that he does not know what is going on outside his room, outside his house. Next, he says that a sick bed is a regal solitude, meaning that a sick bed is a kind of a place where he enjoys like a king. The peace is something which he calls regal, meaning royal. Next, he says that a patient feels like a king, and he changes the sides on the bed more often than a politician does. So when he says this line, there is a satire as well. Moving ahead, he says, little confusing line it can be for you, but he says supreme selfishness is his only duty. Supreme selfishness. Usually selfishness is something we do not want to be associated with, but here he is saying that a patient wants the supreme selfishness for himself. Here, by saying this, he wants to say that a patient only thinks about how to get well and what are the ways to cure his illness, and he does not have to think anything apart from this. Moving ahead, he says that a while ago he was engrossed, he was involved, he was worried about his friend's lawsuit, that his friend had some case in court and his decision was to come yesterday, but he is ill now. Somehow he overheard from people that the decision came against his friend and his friend is ruined now, but the words like friend and ruin do not matter to him anymore. They do not affect him anymore, because he is not concerned anything outside his own health, outside his own room. Okay, moving ahead, he also says that he wears a strong armor of sickness. This line is really beautiful when he says sickness, when he relates sickness to an armor. So you must be knowing armor is a kind of cloth. It is not actually a cloth, but is a sort of sort of clothing which the warriors wear when they go to the war. If you have seen many some war movies, you must be knowing what an armor is. Then he moves further. He says that he always thinks the ways to cure his illness. Moving ahead, he has divided his whole body into different parts, associating these parts with different pain and suffering. And basically, to explain this, he says that he has divided his body into different parts. For example, he talks about the pain in his finger, he talks about the pain in his head. Okay, so he is not considering himself as an individual as a whole, rather he has divided his body into different parts. Okay, moving ahead, he says that he is his own sympathizer. He is saying that he is the person who can sympathize with him the most. Apart from him, nobody else can do this work for him better than himself. Moving ahead, he says he is dead to the world's business. By saying this, he wants to say that whatever the world has, any work, there is any work of the world, he is not answerable to that. He is dead to the work of the world. Okay, moving ahead, he says that he does not know callings or occupations of the mortals. Calling of occupations here means that the people who are involved in so many business, so many works, and they have everyday tasks, he is not associated to them. He is dead to these works. Okay, he passively hears the murmuring, what is which is going around him, all the gossips and all these things. So he is not getting everything directly, but rather he is receiving all these things passively. And he also hears that people are asking about his health, there are inquiries about his health, but he is not interested to know their identity. Only knowing that people are asking about him, this flatters him a lot. Flatters means that makes him happy a lot. Okay, next is he is recovering, and now he feels that I am dethroning from my throne. Earlier he was thinking that I was sitting in my bed like a king, but now he is recovering and that his throne is being snatched away from him now. Moving ahead, he says that convalescence brings back a person to the normal stature, to the normal state. Okay, and his room, which was earlier a chamber, now becomes an ordinary common bedroom. Okay, then moving ahead, he says that one more thing he adds here, that earlier the bed was used to made in 3 or 4 days. It used to be wavy. He used one word, one term, that is oceanic surface. By saying oceanic surface, he means that the surface of the bed in which he was lying, it was like ocean, the waves in the ocean. So it was completely messed up. So it used to be made in 3 or 4 days, but now since he is recovering, it is made every day. Okay, and the attitude of the people around him is also changing. For example, he now only remembers, the memory only stays with him as a relic of the medical attendant who used to come to him to attend him. But now since he is recovering, the person's attitude has also changed toward him. Okay, now moving ahead, he says the riddle of sickness is solved now. Only the memory of the medical attendants is left with him. Okay, in the end, he mentions that he has received a letter of an editor from some magazine who has requested him to write an essay for the periodical of this magazine. So with this he ends his essay, and in this he has humorously, basically there is some humor also in this essay, and it changes our mindset with the sickness. Usually we do not want any sickness for ourselves, but when we hear Charles Lamb talking about the benefits which which a person gets along with the sickness, then we can rejoice a little. Okay, so with this we have completed the whole essay now. Thank you so much.